Today we're using SynchroSkin Self-Refreshing Liquid Foundation. What I love about this liquid makeup is that it really fights anything that you throw at it. So humidity, sweat, the environment, facial movement. This makeup gets better the more that you throw at it. Katie, what do you typically look for when you're wearing liquid makeup?
I look for medium coverage and something that's gonna keep me from getting oily throughout the day.
It's always a good idea to try a couple of different shades, and what you're looking for is the color that's gonna disappear completely into the skin with very little effort. It's pretty easy to figure out which one blends. I'll tell you which one I like, Katie, but which one do you prefer?
The one in the middle.
Yep, so that's 140 Porcelain. It's the perfect match. And the best way to apply the self-refreshing liquid foundation is just with the finger. And you can see how easily it blends into the skin. This is a beautiful finish that will keep you with this really beautiful fresh matte, sort of just applied look for 24 hours. It really lasts all day. And what I love about the Hasu Fude brush is that it is really designed to fit the contours of the face. So it really moderates this beautiful contact with the skin, so you get this very flawless effect that still looks natural. So you don't have to add anything on top of the self-refreshing liquid foundation. It gives a beautiful finish on its own, but I am gonna take a little bit of the self-refreshing liquid concealer and just sort of spot correct, maybe brighten a little bit under the eyes, use a little bit on the eyelid, and then add a little bit of brightness to the hot spots of the face just to give a little bit more dimension. And I'm using the Sutsu Fude brush. It really just blurs and diffuses anything that you don't want to see. So to keep this sort of natural glowing effect, I'm gonna use the Invisible Silk loose powder, which has a radiant finish, sort of using like a little stippling motion. You're gonna get that flawless finish from the self-refreshing liquid foundation and concealer, but the powder will just boost the skin's radiance. And if you need to build a little bit more coverage or wanna make sure that your concealer really stays put, come in with the Maru Fude brush, which has this nice tapered edge that fits perfectly under the eye. I always like a little bit more powder in between the eyebrows, so it makes the skin look very polished. Just to add a little bit more radiance and glow to the complexion, I'm gonna layer a little bit of InnerGlow CheekPowder in the color Inner Light. It's this beautiful candlelight highlighter that you can use on the high points of the face. And it's just a beautiful way to accentuate all of that glowing texture that we created with all of the complexion products. So I think it's always nice when you accentuate the skin to just finish the look with the little details like a brow, like an eyeliner, and the Brow InkTrio is great. I'm just using the pencil side to give a really sharp, defined brow. Another way to balance your makeup look is to add a really nice volumized lash. So the ControlledChaos MascaraInk is a great way to build very clean volume. And then just finishing the look with a little bit of ColorGel LipBalm in Bamboo, which is this really beautiful transparent beige with a lot of hydration. So we get more focus on the skin, on the eyes, and on the brows. What I love about SynchroSkin Self-Refreshing Liquid Foundation is that it's so versatile. There's so many different ways that you can use it. So depending on how you apply the makeup, it can really behave differently on the skin. So Narita, what do you typically look for when you are wearing a liquid foundation?
Definitely something that covers my oiliness. Like, it needs to just make sure that the coverage doesn't leave me after I'm performing.
So wherever you want more coverage or full coverage, start with the gel blender side of the Diafude. Come back in with the diamond-shaped brush to blend your work. Now I'm just gonna come back in with the self-refreshing liquid concealer where you need a little bit more coverage. I love to just come in around the eye and really brighten. So to set the makeup and give an even more flawless matte finish, I'm applying Invisible Silk Loose Powder in the matte finish. You can come in with the Marufude brush and just give a little bit of a polish. So since we made the skin really flawless with this natural matte finish, I just want to bring a little bit more color into the cheekbone. So I'm gonna just touch a little bit of Minimalist Whipped Powder Blush in a Yao. This is so easy to use. You can just sort of pat it on with the finger right on the point of the cheek. So to finish the look, I'm just gonna add a little bit more definition to the eyes and the eyebrows. One of my favorite products, which is Brow InkTrio, which is the perfect way to naturally define the brow. You can use the powder side of the Brow InkTrio to add a little bit more fullness. So we'll just finish with ColorGel LipBalm in Juniper, which is a great way to add a little bit of shine and depth to the lip without drawing attention from this beautiful, flawless matte look that we created.